Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At Titan, Xander sits at his desk and reads a story about Brady's arrest on his iPad. Upon entering, Eric demands to know if he is performing a victory dance. After witnessing what Brady did to his wife, Xander claims he has every cause to be joyful. Eric tells Xander they're going to have a chat when he sits down. Xander was at his parents' house last night, standing over his brother, who was obviously dead to the outside world, and Eric wants to know why. Brady must have felt terrible about what he did to Sarah, according to Xander, who claims he merely went to warn him. When Eric wants to know how Brady got destroyed, Xander has his suspicions, just like everyone else. Xander maintains he was inebriated when he stepped in, and then the police arrived. Nothing he says has any credibility with Eric. According to Eric, he and Brady were at the pub, although Eric denied that he drank. He relates that Brady had informed him of his meeting with the stranger and the man's scratching of his hand with his ring. Out of nowhere, Brady finds himself at home, pass out. Xander wonders what he's insinuating, that he hired a man with a poison ring to dose Brady. He laughs, this isn't medieval times. Eric says he knows what Xander did and accuses him of hiring a thug to do his dirty work, just like Victor would. Xander deems Eric insane, but Eric aims to prove Xander had anything to do with this. He guesses that Xander was preparing to kill Brady, and the cops showed up before he could. Xander urges Eric to get the hell out of his office before he performs security's work for them. Eric walks out, leaving Xander angry. Tate sees his dad at the police station. Brady is in the interrogation room, shackled to a chair. Brady is sorry his son had to witness him the way he was last night but says he wasn't intoxicated. Tate questions how he can even swear he wasn't drinking. Brady said something knocked him out, but it wasn't drinking. He pledged never to drink again after what happened to Sarah, and he wasn't drinking last night. Tate says he believes him and is in his corner. Brady hates the idea of Tate having both his parents in prison. Tate claims he'll be fine. Brady understands he has his grandparents. He asks about Holly. Tate reveals that Holly is really angry and doesn't understand any of this. He can't be with someone who can't grasp that he loves his father and would stand by him. He informs his dad that he found Holly exploring his room for dirt on him. He also feels Holly and EJ are teaming up, and he thinks EJ put Holly up to this, as they've been buddy-buddy since she knew about Eric. Brady feels EJ is using her anger as a weapon against him, so he tells his son not to be hard on Holly. Brady feels that, in the end, they'll both need one another. Brady is proud of his son and compliments him for his compassion and thoughtfulness. Brady has to be going to catch up on schoolwork, and he tells his dad he'll see him soon. Alone, Brady fumes at what EJ is doing. At the DeMera mansion, Kristen asks EJ what he was thinking having Brady arrested again, given he had no actual proof against him. EJ claims she plainly hasn't heard, but Sarah recalls it was Brady who hit her. He claims Brady is finally going to pay for his misdeeds. Kristen says they both know Sarah is lying. Kristen reminds him that even Marlena couldn't bring back Sarah's memory, and this entire recollection after discovering that Brady wouldn't face charges seems a little convenient. EJ says Sarah is a Horton and a stand-up citizen. Kristen reminds him that Sarah lied twice about the paternity of her child. EJ feels this is about Kristen still adoring Brady, even though he detests her. Kristen reminds him that she and Brady are getting closer, and Rachel would be devastated if her father went to jail. She thinks this is about hurting Brady to hurt Eric, and neither Brady nor Sarah made Nicole leave him. EJ sees that even so, Brady crippled Sarah, so he's going to make sure he pays. Kristen warns him, we'll see about that, and she rushes off. Kristen arrives at the station to check on Brady. She condemns EJ for what he's doing to him, but Brady argues he deserves this. Kristen says he needs to fight, and she will fight with him. He assures her nothing more can be done, but Kristen has a plan. Kristen says she can make Sarah disappear again. Brady encourages Kristen not to do anything and let justice take its course. Kristen can't. She laments that Rachel needs him and she needs and loves him too, so she'll do whatever it takes to save him. She storms out. Fiona takes Sarah to the park, where they sit and converse. Fiona wants to speak to her about what she told the police about Brady, and she knows she lied. Sarah questions why Fiona assumes she doesn't remember Brady was driving the car. Fiona admits she heard her telling Xander she lied to the cops. Fiona maintains she wasn't trying to eavesdrop. She asks why she lied. Sarah reveals she had no choice, since Xander was going to kill Brady and make it look like a suicide. She had to lie to the police to save Brady and Xander. Fiona chokes back tears and cries this is her fault. Fiona has wounded her son, Sarah, and Brady. Sarah tells her she's not too responsible for this, but Fiona acknowledges she's too responsibility for all of it. Text reads, subscribe to Soap's Days of Our Lives newsletter. Get breaking news alerts, daily recaps, exclusive interviews and spoilers sent straight to your inbox. https://cloud.email.soaps.com/signup. Sarah asks Fiona why she thinks she's to blame for this. Fiona maintains she was with Brady when he was drinking, and she should have spotted the indications as a recovering alcoholic. She hopes Sarah can forgive her. Sarah says there is nothing to forgive, and what's done is done. Sarah disliked lying to the authorities, but Brady will face the repercussions of his actions. Fiona's never heard Sarah say she wants Brady to pay. Sarah didn't at first, but the more time she thought about it, the more she believes that anyone who drives intoxicated should be penalized. Sarah notices Brady hit her and just left her there. Fiona tells Sarah how much she means to her. If not for her, she wouldn't have traveled to Salem, reconciled with her son, and met her granddaughter. She tells Sarah she's like a daughter to her, and they hug. Sarah loves her too, and says everything they talked about needs to be between them. Fiona understands and considers it their little secret. In the trees, Eric arrives and overhears them. Back at Xander's office, he pulls out the untraceable weapon he purchased. He claims he'll have no choice but to take matters into his own hands if the judicial system doesn't function. Back at the station, EJ shows up to see Brady. EJ knows his sister was here to visit him, and he hopes she didn't give him any hope. EJ says owing to Sarah's statement, Kristen can't keep him out of prison for the next 20+ years. Kristen sits in the living room of the estate and tells Stefano Picture that she understands John Black was his enemy, but Brady is a nice man and she loves him. Kristen knows if her father was here, that he'd help her save him. She laments, of course you're not here, and EJ has Sarah's statement, and there is nothing I can do to get Brady out of this save for a miracle. Suddenly, Dr. Rolfe emerges out of the secret entrance. Kristen is startled to see him. In Horton Square, Holly is working on her laptop but tries to take off when she sees Sophia. Sophia shouts to her and stop, and says she heard she has a new job working as a teen detective for the DA. Sophia heard all about her espionage games from Tate, and thinks it low even for her. She guesses her ex-stepdaddy put it up to it. Holly questions how this is any of Sophia's business. Sophia believes Tate made it her business when he confided in her. Holly believes she has every right to be angry as Tate's dad drove drunk and crippled her aunt. Sophia questions how this is Tate's fault, and it's no wonder Tate comes to her for comfort considering how she's treating him. Holly knows Sophia has been attempting to steal Tate for months. Sophia says she doesn't have to steal him, she's turning him over to her. Sophia claims even her being sexually oppressed works to her benefit, and even if she put out, she wouldn't be able to pleasure Tate ways she can. Holly hits Sophia, but suddenly Tate appears and cries, "Holly! What are you doing?" He checks on Sophia, and then asks Holly what is the matter with her. Holly thinks Sophia started it, but Tate says she didn't have to hit Sophia. Sophia tells Tate she did start it. Tate tells Sophia that she doesn't have to accept the blame for this, and Holly can't believe Tate is taking her side. Sophia admits she did initiate the dispute, and she simply feels awful for him and his dad. She says when she called Holly out for what she'd done, Holly slapped her. Holly argues that's not what happened. Tate tells Holly to stop because she's done enough damage. He says his dad encouraged her to go easy on her, and that EJ was likely manipulating her, but he's done. Holly asks whether Tate is breaking up with her. Tate goes mute, so she brands him a coward who can't even say it. Holly tells them they are done, and she and Sophia deserve one another.